Whoa, Gooseday Tuesday, live on Osiris. This is Greg Knight, one of three hosts of the Great Beyond podcast here. Thank you all for tuning in. Bruce Robinson had an unfortunate mishap just a second ago. He was just on screen. He's just taking care of some technical difficulties at the moment. Feel free to let me know in the chat what you think is going on with Bruce right now. Had some technical difficulties, our resident computer guy. Oh, here we go. Bruce is back.
Well,
hey, Bruce.
More than just hey, Greg. More than just technical difficulties today. Having many difficulties.
Having some hardware difficulties.
Having some tea difficulties.
Some lukewarm tea in the kitchen.
Oh my God, lukewarm tea all over this carpet and all over my El Goose Times and these CBD stat sheets. That's what
Bruce has been on so much CBD lately. He's clumsy and knocking things over in his house.
Literally, just I can't stop ingesting CBD.
That's it. That's it.
It's a problem.
Big shout out to Sunset Lake Craft CBD. I mean, we're
my favorite sponsor.
Obviously we are sellouts. We knew that as soon as we've been begging for a sponsor.
Couldn't wait to do that
since the trailer, but it's fantastic CBD. You guys got to try this stuff. So I want to let a couple more people get into the broadcast. It looks like people are streaming in. Bruce, I know it was a intense couple minutes, but do you want to drop this in El Goose?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll drop it in El Goose.
Even though I try to avoid the group, obviously, like the plague.
Listen, man, one of us has got to post in El Goose. It's going to be you. So we've got a lot of big news that we're going to dig into. I want to start today off with the giveaway. Once we're in El Goose, we're going to give it a minute or two so people can get in. But let's make it rain today, Bruce. Let's give some stuff away.
Oh, for sure. Oh, definitely. We got a good giveaway lined up for you guys today. So definitely stick around for that.
Maybe two.
Ooh, maybe two? Ooh.
Why not? Why not?
Well, we're getting up there now.
So Bruce, before we dig into stuff related to the band that this podcast is not about, how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. Watched the Super Bowl with a bunch of friends.
Okay.
We went over to Chris Quinn's place of Mighty Quinn Media. A great photographer out there taking photos for some bands. He took photos for Humphreys recently at their show at College Street, and he's taking photos for Goose for a while, but he actually crushed the Mission Ballroom photos. So shout out to Quinn. Also, Quinn got me for Christmas, which he gave me on Saturday, was a Skechers watch.
Damn, Bruce.
I don't know if people can see that.
God.
Look at that.
Peak male performance. Peak male performance.
It even has it on the thing. It says Skechers there.
It's the S, baby.
So fire. It's fire.
So, I always say, bands, music aside, we're doing this to eventually get you a Skechers sponsorship.
It's really all I have ever cared about in the first place, But yeah, if you send me stuff for free, like CBD, you get a shout out. You give me a Skechers watch, I'll give you a shout out on the pod. I also do want to mention another Goose fan, great guy, Greg Burra, actually got me one of these little soaps from this Stash Soapery online. This woman makes all kinds of soaps like based off of fish song titles, and she's done a bunch off of Goose. And this is the Wisteria Lane one. Great Beyond,
nice,
relevant.
Nice.
Smells really nice. Lavender, some other shit. So yeah, I'm gonna soap up with that later. But thanks to Greg, and everybody should check out Stash Soapery too. A lot of cool product there.
Well, Greg, I'm waiting on my soap too. I'm kind of letting down the Greg community here. I smell horrible.
I'll soap you down with this this weekend, Greg.
All right. Okay, Bruce. Only if you bring your Skechers watch. Cool. So Bruce had a good weekend. Do me a favor, folks, on Facebook, tag Skechers in the chat. Let's get them involved here. We got to get Skechers
start
involved.
Flaming Skechers about like how badly
it's
$45 pairs of shoes.
Hopefully they'll start making CBD soon and it'll be a one-stop shop for you.
I love that.
So good weekend. Super Bowl happened. Boom, boom, bang, bang.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl.
Goose seems to be able to get into a rhythm, during tour. By the end of these tour legs, they're just playing lights out like a band I've never heard before.
They really seriously have been. These last 4 shows were sick. And I mean, that's what, people, it's kind of a cliche with the every show, the next show is the best show, whatever. But with the way the band's been developing, I mean, they are consistently putting out such good efforts every night that it's like it, they do just keep putting out better and better and better shows constantly. So,
Right.
yeah, these were really something else, though. Definitely all four of them, and that Louisville show's just outstanding overall. Not even just in terms of this tour. So
let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about Kentucky.
Let's talk about Kentucky.
Let's just talk about Kentucky in general.
Okay.
Kentucky has a storied history, in relation to the band. I'd say their first home away from home, even before they really had big traction in Colorado, was Covington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Shout out to our Covington fam, Flavortown.
Lindsay got a shout out recently.
That's it. We got to be judicious with these.
From there,
Lindsay got
our street team lead. So, but yeah, Dale. Covington's such a huge part of their story now.
Yeah, and so it's been. I mean, a return to Covington's been a long time coming, right? The last one was right before the pandemic, right before the world shut down.
Yeah, that Madison
Theater
show.
But I always, I do think that they show some love. They really show love to the state of Kentucky. Like Noah, that Louisville show, I believe, was one of Noah's early shows. The Melwood Tavern Sunday service.
Yeah, Melwood. Yeah, Melwood. Like the 526 show. Yeah,
but yeah, 2019.
It's a great show too. Yeah,
legendary afternoon.
Definitely listen to that if you haven't. It's sick.
I stopped going to church after that Sunday service. But yeah, what up, Keith, in the chat as well. Covington shows, you can look back. I mean, 6-1, 6-2, 2018, those Covington shows were incredible. Some early Peter, really starting to use both hands on keys. Very, very early Factory Fiction iteration. A whole bunch of great stuff with those shows. I mean,
those shows slap. Yeah, those shows slap.
We should do it.
We should Strokin come out in one of those too.
Oh, Strokin sure did. Strokin sure did. Yeah, and so we should do an episode, a full episode about that.
And, we don't want to use up too much content now.
Yeah, no way. Exactly. I only talked to Bruce about this thing.
Run out. Yeah.
And Skechers. So, all right.
The gift that keeps on giving.
You know what they say about guys with watches. They know. They know what time it is.
They know what time it is.
News. Let's get on track. Red Rocks. They'll never play Red Rocks.
Oh, dude. People just posting about that recently, too. It took all of my willpower to not say anything about it.
When they play Red Rocks, man. Well, we're here to talk to you about how they're playing Red Rocks, man. August 17th, right? Red Rocks, a.k.a. Ted Rocks. But, of course, coming back to Colorado to do another set of illustrious shows at beautiful venues, 8/15, 8/16 in Dillon, Colorado at the Dillon Amphitheater. Thoughts?
Well, that Dillon Amphitheater looks incredible. I think it's pretty new. And I haven't heard a lot from people who have gone to see a show there, though. So if anybody has, or anyone in the comments knows anyone, let me know. But so I haven't heard any firsthand accounts, but just from seeing pictures online, and it just looks so amazing. So that's going to be a really fun run to be able to go there, get that cool sort of brand new amphitheater thing, and then hit it off the last night with Red Rocks. It's gonna be awesome. And they always crush Colorado too. They come out and play Colorado just like they do in the Rust Belt, and it's like, so I'm looking forward to those shows so much.
These Colorado shows are absolutely legendary. So I think I already did this wrong. But the shows in Dillon are the 16th and 17th, and Red Rocks is the 18th. It's like I work here or something.
16th, the publicist put the wrong dates in our notes.
That's it. Yeah, just wait till you see the articles. And the 18th at Red Rocks. Somebody in the chat asked what they're doing on the 19th. I actually don't know, but I would imagine it depends on how many tickets you guys buy. So think about that as you enter the lottery. But you know what, Bruce? Let's do multiple today. We have a lot of giveaways All right, we're
just awash with giveaways.
Then we'll buy tickets.
Let's give soap.
I'm gonna wash away my sins after that weekend with some Wisteria Lane soap. So let's start with. Let me get the date of the show correct. I should really use a calendar one day. Let's start with August 16th, 8/16. We're doing trivia in the chat today. 8/16 chat trivia. Got a lot of familiar names and faces in the chat. All right,
email thing wasn't transparent enough.
The email thing, it was such a bad idea to ask 50 people to email me at once. Doesn't ever go well. No. So we got to do a little trivia question.
I hope you have one.
Just thought of one.
Think of anything.
8/16. Dylan, Colorado, 2 tickets in the chat. And we're going to see, we're getting chats from YouTube and Facebook. We see it all come here. So you may not see the answer first. Easy question. There's more giveaways today. 8/16, Dylan, Colorado, 2 tickets right now. Nice. Tell me the name of Ben Atkins High School. Ben Atkins High School. Oh. Looking at the chat. Bruce, can you see the chat?
I can. Yeah, I can.
You can see the chat.
Not seeing any guesses yet.
I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing Ben Atkins High School. Yeah. Neil Landry. Quick finger.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he got it.
Neil Landry got it. Oh.
What's up, Neil? Nice guess.
All right. So.
Oh, wow. No, Pat, you were totally wrong.
Yeah, Pat, you were wrong. Gamby, I like the effort. Brian LaChapelle, Wilton High, good guess. But Brian, nice deductive reasoning. Ben is a Massachusetts guy. So, as you can see, Greg really prepared these trivia questions today. Needham,
preparation is what we do here at the Great Beyond.
Needham, Massachusetts, Needham High School. Neil Landry, 2 tickets to 8/16. There's a lot of people watching, 57 people watching. Don't worry. We've got more tickets coming for you guys today. Now that I know what the dates of the shows are, we've got 8/17 tickets. We've got Red Rocks tickets. So stick around and listen to me and Bruce talk. All right.
Tickets.
So before we move on, I mean, of course, we're, excited and gloating. Shout out to all the haters on the internet. Anything else we want to share about Red Rocks?
Hey, any openers for these shows?
Oh, I don't know.
We're not even going to go there with it.
Head on down to El Goose and talk openers. Feel free to bring Greg some of those oxygen bottles.
Yeah.
I'm prone to altitude sickness because I'm really excited every time I get to Colorado and I hyperventilate. And I think kind of in the shadow of this announcement now, after yesterday, is Peach Fest.
Peach.
Anybody see that bill? That Peach Fest bill? Yeah. So 2019, I think Goose was 4 bands from the bottom. 2022, Goose is 4 bands from the top. Going back to Peach Fest. What are your thoughts, Bruce?
I mean, I'm of course, always happy to see them moving up and getting bigger and everything and having this success and it's just always cool to see these things. It was cool enough just to see them on some of these bigger festival lineups, period, so now that they're actually in big text on Sweetwater and on Peach, like it's just really it's special. And there's also a lot of other good acts on that. Tabs there, obviously, but some of our friends that are on that bill, friends of the band, like Eggy, Dogs in a Pile, and Dogs is really coming up too. So I'm happy to see that too.
Yeah, definitely. If we're judging bands by font, then they're killing the game. Right
I mean, why not? And Pigeons are on there too. Cycles are on there too.
Cycles, the homies from Colorado. Eggy, of course. Also just shout out to Varvel Arts in the chat. Varvel Arts did the Red Rocks announcement artwork. Amazing stuff.
Awesome.
Incredible. Yeah, love that.
Nice.
Somebody send Varvel Arts some soap. So I'm
soap for everybody.
Yeah, make it rain some soap. So it's crazy though, just to see them, just to see the size of this font. So Let's talk in fantasy tour terms. What tier band are we now? Still a little 4th tier ham band that struck it lucky?
I mean, I don't want to give them credit, for
Right,
any
exactly.
reason. So
We can
at
just tell it to
least
them to their
I'm
face.
I'll just call them tier 3 probably forever. I'll
That's
give
kind.
them that.
That's
Yeah,
kind of you.
I think it is. I think that's as kind as I can be. So
All right. Well, on that note, let's talk about the last leg of tour for this tier 3 band. So what a weekend last week. What a weekend last week. Last week into the weekend, I guess. A string of incredible shows. Let us know in the chat what your favorite show was. We're going to go through these in order, but let us know in the chat what your favorite show was. I mean, there were just so many highlights, some bust outs, and really the guys just absolutely nailing some of the songs that they've debuted this tour. Bruce, any immediate highlights before we dig into the nitty gritty?
I mean, I just know, like for me, that Minneapolis set too. The whole Minneapolis show I really like quite a bit. And then Louisville, of course, like we had mentioned before, is just a stellar show all around for Goose. Regardless of just this tour or others. So, like you said, and they just had this sort of vibe going through all these shows as well. Just consistently patient, slower. A lot of songs were a little slower, and more space in songs, a little bit more open. They really knocked it out of the park with this run. I was pleasantly surprised, because these shows, it's just like sometimes you're just like, wow, can they keep playing better shows? They're trying to play all these new songs, find places to put them, and these shows came together 100%.
So we're just looking at the chat right now too. One of the best things about like this conversation and really like this community is every single comment is somebody mentioning a different show. And I think that's a testament to just how not only how awesome the guys are playing, but how consistent they've been night after night, and I think they're bringing, there's some people who've been doing this for a while. There's some people who are newer to the band, but I think they're really like hitting all those points, right? I've been waiting for more Dark Horse, That's All I Need, as we know, for a long time. There's some people that, got their first extended All I Need, and that gave them what they needed. Stay away from me. But like,
yes, speaking of Dark Horse too, Darren mentioned that new arrangement. That new arrangement was very cool for Dark Horse. It was like
absolutely
very interesting take on that.
Let's not heap too much praise on Darren because we have to, give him and Stephanie some credit for streaming an El Goose.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I had this down here.
That's all you're getting, Darren. Yeah. That's all you get.
Yeah.
No, thank you to Darren and Stephanie. Front row stream one night, balcony stream night 2.
Yep.
Very good, well-oiled machine as a couple. First set Darren, second set Stephanie.
It's Stephanie taking over, having to do multiple cuts.
I have to say, Darren, you have a little bit more of a steady hand, but Stephanie's got heart. The good thing about her stream is I guess the tough part about Stephanie's stream is we could hear more of Darren singing.
Yeah, I mean, I just love when people are streaming so nice. So when I get to hear them kind of sing along or like yell and stuff, it's just fun. It does feel like you're there. And some of these have just been so good. Like the sound quality from these streams has been really good.
Sure.
And they help us because otherwise we wouldn't be able to review these shows. And so,
absolutely.
Since the band doesn't want to stream anymore.
Well, of course, as we know, parts of the U.S. clearly don't have Wi-Fi yet. So Minneapolis, common problem, of course. Minneapolis. So let's dig in here. Bruce, first set. Drive.
So the drive, it was a pretty standard drive. Yeah, you kind of froze up there. It was a pretty standard drive, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's my Bluetooth." But no, it's not. But a drive opener is always good. And last week's giveaway winner Noah, I don't know if he's in the chat. But shout out to Noah. He had mentioned, I think I saw him write a tweet on Twitter that any show opening with a drive is going to be a good show, and it was absolutely correct about this one. And I do think drive openers are pretty good, even if it is just standard. It just sets the right mood and pace for the show right away.
Yeah, and I have to say, it's like they've kind of been playing around with drive, not necessarily arrangement wise, but as far as like which chunk of the jam is going to be incredibly long, if that makes sense. But this one was
right,
a good timely A good little timely Sunday drive at 24 minutes. Followed up by Gun Street Girl. Been a minute since we
Wow,
had
I
Gun
didn't
Street
realize
Girl.
that drive was that long. I didn't feel like it was when I was listening to it, but yeah, I
Right.
guess it was. Yeah, and Gun
Right.
Street Girl, I just love the whole vibe again of this song. It's like a little bit more dark, foreboding kind of vibe, bluesy lyrics, and Rick really it's perfect for his voice. I think it's a great song for him to sing too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
but yeah, and this hasn't. I don't think I've ever seen them play this live.
Me either. I don't
Yeah,
recall.
yeah.
Yeah, but that could just be us. Um, so lead the way in the 3 spot. I feel like lead the way. It can be anything, like and whatever lead the way you kind of get, whether it's an extended soaring jam, or kind of a short and sweet to the point one that's more like the studio. It's a sweet song. It's an emotional song. I love it anywhere, but it's a good way to set the tone in a set one.
I always used to just tell people, like, people ask what's your favorite this or that, and it's very hard to pinpoint things like that. So I would just always try to find a song and say it. But Lead the Way was always one song for many years I said was one of my favorite Goose songs, because it was like something I never come out of a jam band show, and this happened like way back, where I was just like humming it. I didn't know the words that well to myself for like an entire week,
Yeah.
and it kind of
Yep.
struck me then at, wow, these guys can write songs, and really catchy songs. And it was just rare, I never was doing that out of most jam band shows. So
Shout
it
out to
was one of
Bruce
those
Hardy
singles.
in the chat. Bruce Hardy reminded me that I saw one at Suwannee.
Oh, great. Oh, you saw one there. I
Yeah.
wasn't at Suwannee though. No, yeah, Ryan. No, I wasn't. The band doesn't get me anywhere.
Always a Bruce keeping me on my toes in this world. All right, in the 4th spot, we've got Life on the Shelf, a melancholy tribute to the holiday elves that seem to move around the house on their own.
That was a good one, Greg. Yeah,
Thank you. That's all I prepared for today.
I like that. Yeah, well, you hit hard with that one. So
That's
good.
it, baby. All right, that's it for today. Thank you.
See everybody.
Sweet Electric Avenue followed up.
Yeah.
And I feel like, a little bit disjointed, not even disjointed, but like a slower first set than some of the shows we've had this year. And Electric was really what kind of set the tone for the rest of the show.
Right. Yeah. It kind of picked up after that. And it's just always like that. You always get this like kind of a upbeat sort of jam from that, whether it's a dance jam or like this one was more of a rocking guitar solo, which they don't always kind of do
Right.
out of Electric Avenue, and then Madhavan close it out, which of course you can't miss with
yeah.
that.
Tough break, Madhavan. Set 2 opened up with Bob Don. I like that Bob Don set 2 opener. Boom. It's a rock song now. They're not even trying to take it 20 minutes. Like they're not even trying to take it 10 minutes. Just give me that solo. Let's get the place rocking for set 2. And all of a sudden, Echo of a Rose is like a power track here, a little slapperoo. So
these up-tempo echoes are sick.
Yeah.
They're absolutely sick.
I love it. I love it. Who needs reggae? And Spirit of the Dark Horse. Finally.
Yeah, which and just that up-tempo, like the way that arrangement was, like I took me a minute to be like, oh, this is Dark Horse, but it was interesting. It was like kind of like an up-tempo, but it still somehow felt mellow and kind of subdued, and just not maybe as as kind of like dark, and it doesn't have those same hits that you get in the normal version of Dark Horse. So yeah, but it was cool. Went through a lot of different moods and soundscapes and stuff in that jam. So and yeah, what a good way to start this set off. It's just banger after banger right there.
So it was a different kind of feel, right? And one thing I do like about Coach's set lists are like sometimes the absurd descriptions, like vibey tumble. So I'm wondering if anyone, tumble. I'm wondering if anyone has a catchy name for this new Dark Horse arrangement. Like
I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah,
I'm not sharp today.
I left it all on the field with that Life on the Shelf joke. Brian Storm says new Super Ted feel. I feel like we've used that before.
I'm pretty positive John's written those exact words for different songs and
6 times today. More. a darker horse. Sam Ackles, a hard horse.
A darker horse.
A darker horse. Nice one, Daisy.
I like that.
All right, so half step.
Oh,
somebody must have heard all the chatter going on in El News.
They had to play this at some point.
Yes.
And again, it was much less abrasive than the usual Dead version of it. Much tighter noodling from Rick. So
some ramen level stuff. Some preheated,
packed tight and dry.
Yeah.
And then but it's a great cover for them. Obviously, everybody loves the sign, and Rick's voice again just is perfect for it, just like those Tom Waits songs too. So great version. This whole set just flows so nicely. This whole second set, and they just continue to move it forward. So Half Step was a great choice, and then you get a Time to Flee to close it out.
Right. And
Jerry does hate me, Gino. You're right.
And then White Lights Encore. No further questions, Your Honor. So let's move on. Raise your hand in the chat if you were in Madison, Wisconsin. I don't even know if you can raise your hand in the chat.
I was like, did they have an emoji or something?
But Madison, Wisconsin, the Sylvie, the venue looked fire.
Yes, it did. It looked really cool. But yeah, I don't know who was there. I know Darren and Stephanie went to this too, but I don't really know who else went to Wisconsin. I didn't hear much feedback about this show.
Right.
And this was the one show I didn't get a chance to listen to before this podcast. So we're going to be running through Greg's notes.
Come on, let's do it Rogan. Let's do it Rogan style.
I'll make shit up easy.
Who was there? Garth was there. Party on Garth.
Right
all right.
Garth.
So Earthling or Alien in the one spot. Spicy Earthling. One of the cool things I've seen kind of across the board, basically just me spending too much time on Twitter, is that this is one of the best Earthlings ever played. I think the song itself is one, clearly it's not because I wasn't there, but two, the song itself is in its infancy. And it's still in its infancy, for all intents and purposes. And so I think like the jam is going in different directions.
Did they do any call outs in this one or just straight through like they've been kind of doing?
It was spicy. That's what I'll say.
We are so well prepared for the show today. I love it.
I did know. I think I tuned in for a caution, which love it. First time played at Gooseday 1.
It was an old one, yeah. But they haven't played it. When was the last time they played it?
I think they played it somewhere in
Vermont or something. Whenever they played with the saxophonist, wasn't it?
Man, if only our resident IT guy was building a website that would make this search so incredibly easy.
I would pull it up, but then I'm trying to do a podcast. I can't pull it up.
Thank you to everyone in the chat. October 2nd, 2020. So what was that? Swansea?
That was a long time ago, man. Essex. It was Essex. Yeah.
It was Essex. The Grip show. The Grip show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh baby,
man! I couldn't remember his name for the life of me, dude. Yeah, but that was a good show. But that was the last time they played Caution. It's been a while, man. Wow, 2 years almost.
Oh yeah. But a little rarity. The Whales, obviously, Brass Bonanza. Let's go Whalers, love it. Kind of a shorter Whales, only at 7:56, and then this I listened to this morning to start the day because it's my favorite Goose song, Rosewood Heart, and this one was heat. I think it's taking the spot in my heart, my cold, barren heart, for the best Rosewood ever.
Wow, really? I feel it. Yeah. And I mean, in 28 minutes, it just makes, they've somehow decided to make Rosewood into a jam vehicle after never jamming it really for years, So it's definitely turned into a whole different animal these days. I got to listen to that. I like that. You sold it to me.
Tremendous Rosewood, and just use up the free ones on Bandcamp. Next up, Old Man's Boat. Really strong Old Man's Boat as well. Almost 16 minutes. I just want to let everyone know, though, here at the Great Beyond, we don't just equate long jams with good jams.
No,
we don't.
No.
Long jams do not equal good jams. I want to say that here when we're mentioning time. In fact, I like short.
Just like type 2 doesn't really matter either.
Exactly.
You know, it's just a matter of how good that music is. You know,
Did they leave the song structure?
No.
Yes, I believe.
That's it. That's what
believe
it
they're
sounds
still
like to me.
sitting in the chord structure here. That's what we have Ryan Storm for, to let us know when we're actually type 2. Another like quick hitting Yeti to start out set 2. 5-song
Always a
set
good
2.
opener.
5-song set 2. All the songs start with a vowel. Don't know when the last time that happened was.
Well,
Before them
is
start
Y
with
a vowel? Are we counting
Sometimes.
Y as a vowel?
Sometimes. And no, Robert, the answer is no to your question. So Yeti, quick hitter, and then AUATC ate up all the cake. Oh, I get it. They played it because Bon Iver's from Wisconsin.
Oh, I didn't know that, but
Yeah,
wow.
Bon Iver's is from Wisconsin. Look at that. Not a detective.
This is why you got a podcast.
That's
man.
it, dog. Yeah, I think he's actually from Eau Claire.
Oh, Eau Claire. Oh,
Eau Claire.
Eau Claire.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, this song is great. I was glad to get to hear it again, or hear it for the first time live, maybe in Denver when they played it in Mission. But yeah, great to see it back, somewhat back into this rotation semi-regularly. Yeah, some bust outs in this.
Arrow.
So
Arrow.
AUATC.
Arrow was probably my highlight of this show, although there were a ton of good jams. Now I'm really digging into this. So this Arrow got insane. I mean, it was like they got dark. They got super dark in the second half of Arrow. And I remember tuning into the stream, like, I think commenting some jokes from the Great Beyond account, and I had to just stop typing and turn off the chat because it was so incredible.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that era was soaring, if you will. And then they slowed down things with Arise, which I really like how Arise is shaping up.
I like that song a lot too.
Yep.
I mean, they've got all these new songs. Really, like it's like they're kind of growing on me, or I have certain feelings about them. They're all pretty good for all of these brand new songs. Lots of times it's easy to miss with some of that new stuff, and they've found a way to really kind of present it, I think, to people in the way that they've been doing that in these live shows, while developing how they're playing it and slipping it in a way that complements the songs a lot. And they've really done a great job with some of these new songs. And also with some of this slower vibe and tempo, like you say here, then we got to Arcadia to close out the set, and it got dark also. Some of this stuff with getting them a little bit more space and patience, slower tempos, like it opens up that space to be a little bit darker and a little bit, more explorative. So it's cool to see that they're consistently doing that this tour.
So I think, the Arcadia itself also got the Arcadia was people have been talking about how it's kind of in the running for that coveted greatest Arcadia of all time. I'm not sure. I have to listen to it 3 more times today, but what I can say is it was really tight and again super exploratory. And I think the reason why these jams are getting dark is because this is the end of this tour leg, right? And the guys are traveling in a bubble. They literally haven't seen anyone.
Yeah. I mean, look at Rick's hair. Looks like he's been living in a cave
on stage. And when the jams get dark,
Yeah.
Yep. So it sounds like we really need HR. And yeah, so Arcadia was great. And Disco Inferno to close the set. Fun, danceable.
It's a good encore song, I think. I'm
going to say it now that we have a platform.
Oh, here we go.
Don't love Disco Inferno.
Okay. That's fine. I don't know. I mean, it's like I like it. It's fun. I think there are fewer of these kinds of covers that they're playing, and they're playing them less often now. Some of these like I don't know what's like, not like cliche kind of covers, but yeah, like Disco Inferno, just like fun little party songs that used to be great at bars that, it's like, I just think they're not fitting their vibe as much with those songs anymore. There's
just a certain something missing from Disco Inferno. If you're on your computer right now, go ahead and Google a picture of the Tramps. See if you can tell me what it is. Let's move on. Let's move on to Louisville. Old Foresters Paris Town Hall, February 11th, 2022.
Louisville Slugger, baby.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So not only was I getting texts from people too, like I had all these texts from Reed saying it was like one of the best concert experiences he's had. A good friend of Greg and mine, and we've seen tons of Fish shows together and tons of shows in general. But he loved it. Everybody seemed to love the venue. I got a bunch of pictures from various people just inside the venue to start the show. Like, oh, this venue's great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looked really nice, really clean. Like, you know, and supposedly had great sound. So, and then that's always sets the vibe. You know, it's all about these places sometimes with them. You know, they get into a place that they just click with, and then they rip shows. So Louisville definitely was a heater.
I mean, there's some, you know, that Kentucky Magic was alive and well there, alive and well.
Ah, cool, man! You're on fire today. Thank God, because I'm bringing nothing to the table on this podcast.
You know, it's amazing what 10 hours of sleep will do. So Jive 2 opener, Jive. So this, you know, I love Moon Cabin. I do love Moon Cabin. Jive 2 opener, reliable, solid, fantastic, always a good start.
Great opener and a classic.
And then Indian River. Welcome back, Indian River. Seems like, I mean, remember back in the day when it was like Indian River, you'd hear it every show?
A lot. I mean, a lot. Yeah, you would hear it a lot. Mm-hmm. And it's funny you mentioned it because now I haven't even really thought about how little it kind of comes up these days.
Right. Right.
And also, now we're getting a little bit more. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say back in the day when Rick used to do the actual Sanskrit bridge.
Oh,
Indian River.
Yeah. He never does that now, but they have this Welcome to Delta jam though, which I guess they're not gonna. I guess it's just gonna be like a loose ends kind of thing, where it's like a named jam rather than its own song, like it was for that Pelham show.
Well, you know, people are gonna argue about that to the death in El Goose. Is it a song? Is it a jam? For all intents and purposes, Welcome to Delta, followed by, you know, also, actually, I'll say one. I have a limited amount of jokes, and that one will appear sometime in the next few weeks. Dr. Darkness, aka the Bruce Robinson theme song, Into Pancakes, aka fantastic new song.
Yeah, you know, I actually maybe don't like Pancakes as much as like a lot of the other new songs. I think it just clicks sometimes more and less for me. But like this one, like, because that's what I noticed when I was listening to this. It's like, you know, I don't know how I feel, but like, the jams that have come out of these Pancakes have been just ridiculously good. And this one's really spacey and ambient and stuff. It was very cool. So they always crush the jam section. I think it's just like one of those songs that once they'll smooth some things out and smooth out the delivery, and it'll be money.
Jam cakes,
but
it was good though. It was tight. It was cool. It was good Pancakes. Like it was good. I'm a waffles guy. Hot tea. No, I love pancakes, so I really think it's gonna turn into some
pancake slap too.
I love breakfast. Breakfast hot tea. Hot tea closes that. You know, also like I think this kind of new song heavy first leg of tour. It's nice to not see like the hot tea every three shows kind of thing. You know, and it's nice to be able for them to kind of play with it, put in different places, but closing out that first set with Hot Tea was really strong. I do remember kind of just wondering with the way that things were flowing after Drive to Indian River, with Welcome to Delta being unknown, not that well known, Dr. Darkness and Pancakes being new, like how much people were engaged at Louisville. Obviously, a lot of our friends in the chat seemed like they were there and keeping it alive. But a Hot Tea is going to hook people back in, you know, either way.
Yeah. And, you know, it's kind of like you see Indian River, Dr. Darkness, and Pancakes there. You think it could kind of take like this slower turn on the set. But really, it was like pretty high energy throughout the whole set. And it kind of like, I mean, you know, everything was flowing really well. The jams were really good. And that was the most important thing. It was just so fluid. And yeah, it is nice to not see Hot Tea, you know, all the time now. I think part of it is because, you know, people know it, you know, and it's part of, they want to play their hits for people, but now, you know, now they can stretch their legs a little bit, play some more new songs. You know, people are familiar with more of these songs now. But yeah, this Hot Tea too, it's like they play all these Hot Teas. It's hard to, you know, rip one that's very memorable. And this was a very good one. So definitely up there. And it's one of the better ones I've heard in a while. So good way to close for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Set to Atlas Dogs. What do you think about Atlas Dogs?
Atlas Dogs, I didn't like that much compared relative to the other new songs at first. And then it's grown on me a lot. And I think this is like a good slot for it. Opening up a set right here like that.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. And I think it just, this set too, just the flow was so good. It's like, you just don't even notice as these songs kind of mix together if they're just keeping this rhythm and this pace and this vibe so well. And Atlas Dogs flowed right into Western Sun really well. And Western Sun crushed. It was a very good Western Sun. Yep. A long one too.
Yeah. Tears in my eye, as always. And then followed up by Creatures. Okay. Let's take a second, all of us, to take a deep breath and appreciate Andrew Getty. Andrew Getty has been smashing it this tour. Bigger rooms. You're gonna hear how much I know about lights. Bigger rooms. Cooler designs.
Big rooms, brighter lights.
Brighter lights, cooler designs, bigger bulbs. But also, like, the guys doing all this, really getting us like hyped up, getting us engaged. And I really like that he doesn't just use lasers. I feel like lasers can kind of be lazy at times.
Well, if they're overdone, maybe, but since he never uses them, I mean, he doesn't have it in his kit, I don't think. But like, they would be nice once in a while. Once we get Ben that E drum, we're gonna have to get Getty some lasers. It just goes together like peanut butter and jelly. So
we can all dream. But this Getty work was on full display, super engaging. Into Flowdown. Who doesn't love a good Flowdown in Kentucky?
Always love Flowdown. Yeah. Good placement, smart placement.
And then, of course, Bruce, they kicked you in the shins by playing a Pegi, a show that you were not at.
I mean, it's just like they very rarely play it. And then I don't go to Montana and I have severe FOMO and then they play it. And then, I don't go to this Louisville show and I begin to get some FOMO and they're like, okay, well, Bruce would want to be here. So let's play Pegi. And it's like, okay, sick. Thanks guys. But yeah, Pegi, I'm happy for the people that were there, I guess.
Beautiful Pegi,
but
heartfelt.
Just such a great cover.
Emotion driven.
Yeah, they've always done a good job of covering that, and it's always been a favorite cover of mine from them. So great Pegi, and then slow it down, speed it up with Flowdown, slow it down a little bit with Pegi, lull him to sleep, and then pop the Factory Fiction on him.
Factory Fiction, boom.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to stop being so sensitive and responding to when I see people's comments. But I saw some comments like, why would they play Factory Fiction a couple shows before Goosemas? It's like, so,
they don't have to play it
just to see Factory Fiction. Yeah, they don't. They really don't have to. No. They have to play Pegi and Bruce's in that show, but they don't have to do anything at Goosemas. Cool way to bust it out, especially for the crowd in a state that has really done so much for Goose. They deserve a Factory Fiction. Love it. Second set closer. And then energy, Jively Flowdown to close out the show. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I feel
Flowdown reprise it. This was funny too. I'd never seen them do that.
Flow prize.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have had a lot of fun at this show.
This show really was fantastic from front to back, and I think probably, I really liked, if I remember correctly, because I have severe brain damage, was the Portland show was night one, I think was a really good show. I really liked. I know people there was one night in Pittsburgh that a lot of people were really championing. And then, that Montana show, somebody mentioned that show at the Elm was real good. Yeah, they've put together a lot of good shows this tour and this year, but I think this one takes the cake. I think, in my
absolutely. But we do have that Pittsburgh show to talk about.
Well, yeah, we do. To close out the
that was tour. On Saturday. So shout out to the guys for hooking it up with that free stream on YouTube. That was pretty nice.
It was. Yep. Yeah, it was a nice surprise.
Really good way to close things out. Really happy they did that. You know, it's
Really
just
happy they got Wi-Fi in Pittsburgh, you know?
yeah, it's they see come back east and all of a sudden they've got in here.
got
So an opener. Oh yeah. Pollock was there. Pollock was tweeting about
Oh yeah, Jim Pollock was there. Yeah,
Goose.
which is awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
apparently had a
that's
great time
pretty
too.
cool.
Mhm.
That
Oh,
that
I
was
would love
awesome. So
EJ. He should.
I would love a Goose
He should do a
Pollock.
Goose print. Yeah, it would be sick. Yeah, I would love that.
Listen, people in the chat, you guys make it happen. Let management know, or some, you know, the band. I don't know. Let them know we want a Pollock, and then you know, if he does it, we'll do a giveaway. We'll do a giveaway.
Yeah.
We'll buy one.
Yeah.
So stage AE in Pittsburgh, first set, Silver Rising opener. I like it. As I like
it's
say,
a really nice song.
Whenever there's a Teen Wolf reboot, Silver Rising is going to be the head of the it's going to be the soundtrack. So Silver Rising at the Teen Wolf experience.
Good opening.
Followed by Butter Rum
opener too.
Followed by Butter Rum, a rare Butter Rum. Like not rare, but there's haven't been as many rums this tour.
Yeah, no, these days there hasn't. You know, but I don't know. A lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings about Butter Rum. I really have always liked it. I think it's a fun song. It's got good energy, and it's probably a good spot for it too. I think Silver Rising is a good opener, kind of like, you know, slowly build up into something fast and fun with Butter Rum, and then Turn Clouds appearing,
Turn Clouds,
you know, wherever Turn Clouds.
And
then Redbird, dude. I still haven't even listened to one version of this Redbird. I listened to the second set from Pittsburgh, but I haven't gotten through the whole first set. So I still have not heard this song, and everybody loves it. I'm like, I don't know why I'm just not listening to it. Because they don't play Pegi for me, is why.
Yeah, to our big thank you to our executive producer, Brian Brickman at Osiris. He let us know right beforehand that he couldn't wait to hear our thoughts on the Pittsburgh Redbird. And I was like, man, how am I? It was at 12:27. I was like, how am I going to listen to this in 3 minutes? But it looks like it looks like everyone in the chat was straight burden. Everyone was straight burden. So for a quick little,
it says Redbird's the best new song. Yeah, a lot of people really seem to love this one.
Quick little recap. I believe it went something like this: time for a bird to fly. Time for a bird to fly, and a time for a bird to fly, and a time for a bird to fly, and a time for a bird to fly. There we go. That was it. Thank you. Redbird recap. Hot. And you know, call me Peter.
Why we got that recorded?
Yeah, it's on wax. So Redbird into Tumble. Redbird into Tumble. Dope.
Yeah, always a great way to close out the set with Tumble. too.
I think our next live recap after Gooseday, we're going to have to dig back into Pittsburgh. But going off of the chat, best Redbird yet, or is that the best straight bird yet? I don't know, but it's time for these birds to fly, and it's time for us to fly into set too. Segue.
Rockdale coming up a lot, and I don't mind it. It's such a great song. It's like this one was a little slower too. I mean, again, like it's kind of repeating myself with that a lot, but a lot of these songs they've wanted to slow down. Rick's always wanted to slow songs down. Anyway, it's just, you know, you can do so much more when you're starting from a tempo that's a little bit slower. You know, you can still take the jam to a rocking or upbeat kind of level, but then at least Rick doesn't have to like fly around the guitar neck. So they've been slowing a lot of these down, and then it's been producing some really great jams. So Rockdale crushed.
And then Seekers 1 and 2. Okay, so what are your thoughts, Bruce? Seekers 1 and 2. Do you like them in succession, or do you like them spread out?
I think that just you get that drop, that when you get out of Seekers part 1, and then you have the drop and the gong and the space into part 2. It's just that transition is so perfect together, you know, that it's like I love them together. I would think it would be cool to sandwich just one song in rather than do a whole set with that, you know? And I had always said like something like that You and Whose Army, that Radiohead cover would be great, like slipped into the middle there, because it kind of keeps that slow vibe, gets a little dark. And then you have that cathartic release leading into Seekers part 2. So that would be like very cool. But, you know, there's things they could do with sandwiching, and I think that would be cool in that sense. rather than just having to like, split it for a whole show or split it for a set. But I don't know. Part 2 is always great anyway.
Absolutely.
You can practically lean into
Totally
that with anything. So yeah. So and then here we go.
American
Ryan's in
Woman.
the chat.
Ryan Storm's in the chat. Magical little head to troll Ryan Storm. I think one thing the band really don't start doing this, everyone, like publicly. Don't start just saying I don't want to hear this. But like I do think the band kind of like likes when people don't like songs, right? Like every Love Light that they play, Russo's in the crowd. Hey Russo. And they know Russo's not a huge Love Light guy. American Woman, they had to break it out and let Ryan Storm know what's really good.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm surprised they even saw it. I'm surprised they saw the tweet though, but those guys have been looking at social media lately.
I know it's funny that they saw that tweet and then they didn't tweet about Red Rocks yesterday. But I'm not in charge here. So yeah, basically just a Ryan Storm song. Empress, like great energy in set 2, like closing this leg of tour. And then like Slow Ready. Okay. 1, I'm team So Ready all day. Do not at me. Team So Ready.
I disagree.
I'm
a Slow Ready guy. I'm very sensual. So like that's why I just connect more there.
You're very sensual, and I know that Peter's hip movement resonates with you.
It does.
For me, ending this leg of tour with ending this leg of tour with Slow Ready to close the second set. I'm team So Ready. What can I say? I would have loved to see So Ready to really get it like popping.
But dude, that second half of Slow Ready just always like really like picks up the energy and the crowd, and it's so like kind of epic, and you get wrapped up in it that it's like I think it's actually not a horrible way to go out with that second set, last show of this leg. I kind of like it. I mean, but I'm a big Slow Ready guy though, for real. And I've always loved this song. When it was kind of new, after like maybe the second time I'd heard it or third time I heard it, I was like, this might be one of my favorite Goose songs. And I still do love it. But now they have so many good songs now. It's almost hard to place. Rockdale has taken a big spot in my heart, as far as new songs, as
far as songs go. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of Slow Ready fans in the chat, but whatever. I'm not paying any mind to you geriatrics. I'm keeping my energy high with So Ready. And then closing out the leg of tour with Praise You.
Yeah.
Fat Boy Slim classic.
Yeah.
I love Praise You. Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah,
and it was cool when I saw it on the set list. I was like, "Oh, right on, dude!" And I was glad that they did that. And I really like this Praise You because it was a nice way to close out. Peter could introduce the whole crew and even Mike the Narc who drove the truck early. The Narc coming up big, and so it was just fun and felt good, And then after they brought the crew out, then Rick just ripped a little bit, and then. That was that for the leg, but they really did a stellar job on these last 4 shows. And really this whole leg of tour has just been excellent,
Bruce, we have some functionality in StreamYard here that I didn't realize we could do. I think we can actually show comments from the chat.
Oh, snap.
Oh, look at that. And I just decided to show one from Sam. Sam's adding me because I'm saying facts. So Ready is greater than Slow Ready. Thank you, Sam.
We already disregard Sam's opinion because he's a Pretty Lights fan. So we don't need to, it's okay, Sam. You can agree with Greg, but you're both wrong now.
This is fantastic, man. Who even knew? Oh, what another great comment. Hey, look at this. Darren, Team So Ready. Love that.
So I see what we're doing here now. Okay.
And here's our lovely manager. Clearly speaking about Bruce, also my wife, very central. Okay. Awesome.
Manager's great.
I love our manager. Okay, so that's it. All right.
So
this is going to change the game for our live episodes. We've got new functionality. We're bringing the chat.
Man,
we're bringing the chat into us.
Nice.
This is fantastic. Great. So with that, though, I'll say that is the end of leg 1 of tour. We are off next Tuesday because there's nothing to live about. You don't want to just come in and, we could, but
it would be like what today's been like, honestly.
So we'll see you guys the following Tuesday, which will be after Goose's first arena show. I can't believe we're on the we're it's beginning to look a lot like Goosemas.
Yeah, it's getting close. And I can't wait, man. Goosemas is always a great time, even if it's not around Christmas time. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's just going to be a good environment there. It's going to be great to see that many Goose fans in one place, for a big, huge event like this. And these shows at casinos are always so fun. I mean, I know it's just very debauched, but it's going to be just a blast, and I can't wait. And there's a lot of good things going on. Definitely everybody check out that fan art show. Yep. I saw that, EJ. A lot of people are going to be there. I saw John was in the chat before, John Caruso. He's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff going on. So definitely try to get there early and hang out, and we'll be there hanging out as well.
Well, yeah, this is going to be great. We're looking forward to meeting a bunch of you at Goosemas. And those of you who can't join us, be sure to tune in. It's going to be streaming live on Twitch for free. But before we go, let's do another giveaway. Let's do another giveaway.
You all,
I think some people just dealt with us for an hour just for this. Yeah. We're giving away two tickets to Goose at Red Rocks before they're on sale. I can't guarantee they're going to be like VIP or anything. I think they're just normal tickets. Don't at me about that either. All right, so. Now that I have the date correct, 8/18, August 18th, Morrison, Colorado, Red Rocks Amphitheater. We're giving away 2 tickets right now. We're doing a trivia question. So for this trivia question, we will not be using the chat. You're going to email us your answer at greatbeyondpodcast@gmail.com. greatbeyondpodcast@gmail.com. greatbeyondpodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, we have our own email address?
We do. Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of some funny emails about your CBD problem. So the question.
It's not a problem,
Where do you draw the line, Bruce? The question.
There's no line with CBD, Greg. Just keep going with it. I'm going to go get some, maybe.
John Coach Lombardi played a sport in college. I want to know what sport it was, and I want to know what college he went to. What sport did Coach John Lombardi play in college, and what college did he go to? Email us, greatbeyondpodcast@gmail.com. That's our trivia question.
So we're doing this thing with schools, huh?
Yes. What school does he go to?
Hey, what school did you go to? Now I'm going to ask everybody so I know.
Okay, so it's sport and college. And I want his original college. I don't want the one he transferred to. Sport and college. Don't just give me the sport. Give me the sport and the college. So we got Alex.
Did everybody get that about the sport and the college? I don't know if everybody caught that.
A lot of people... Field hockey. Got him, Nas. All right. So we've got a lot of answers right now. None of them are correct. People are getting the sport. However, if you're looking at his Facebook, there may be a college that it reads that he went to, but he transferred to this school Okay, don't guess UConn. Right. He transferred to UConn. So it's not UConn. People are getting
help these people. Yeah, way they gotta, they gotta leave them up to their own devices.
Well, listen, man. We gotta get an answer here.
Well, we do want to give somebody these.
We do want to give someone these tickets. Bruce, you know the answer.
10th anniversary, Robert. No, good guess though. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, you're Canadian. So yeah.
Yeah, right. Hockey. All right.
Who else is Canadian? The Guess Who? And you know what they sing? American Woman.
All right. We're getting We're getting some answers here, but none of them are correct. This is fantastic, actually.
Wow,
I mean,
this
not
is a hard
fantastic. We
one.
want someone to win. So we're getting Christopher Wilk. You've got you're the closest, but you are incorrect as well.
Let's see.
There's a lot of people who are close, but they do not have that school correct.
Wow.
This is great. This is fantastic. Inbox 93.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. So keep trying, everybody. This is fun. Wow, this is actually harder than. Yeah, and you're not. I don't think it's probably. He probably doesn't have it on.
He doesn't have it on Facebook. Yeah. Wow. All right. So we've got a bunch of guesses. Nothing.
Y'all gonna have to do some investigative work here.
Yeah, y'all got to dig. Let's see. Man, we already lost a bunch of viewers. They're like, I don't know this. I'm out.
Yeah,
I think it was gonna be.
Well,
easy.
we're almost done anyway. But yeah.
Yes.
By the way, Wisteria Lane soap.
By the way,
Sunset Lake CBD. Sunset Lake CBD. Yeah. Oh man, it's really.
So what
good.
are we gonna do here, Bruce? We don't have any. We do not have any correct answers.
Well, we might just have to. I don't know. We might just have to sign out and let them follow up, or I don't know if you maybe have a backup question.
No, there's no back. Oh, we got an answer.
Oh, we did. Is it correct? No,
it's close. For all intents and purposes, I do feel like it should play.
Right. Let it play. We just want to get some
yeah, we gotta get to work here. Jesse McMahon, Jesse Lacrosse, correct. Manhattan. He played at Manhattanville.
Manhattan College. Or Manhattanville.
Oh
yeah.
So we're gonna you know what?
I don't know.
We're gonna go with Jesse Manhattan because it's close to Manhattanville.
It's right. For all intents and purposes, it's correct.
Jesse, 2 tickets to Red Rocks. Congratulations, Jesse. Bring the brisket. Do not forget to bring the brisket.
Jesse's got brisket?
Jesse's a brisket. He's a brisketsman.
Nice.
Yeah. Limp brisket's what they call him back home. Limp brisket. Yeah. So, all right. Congratulations to Jesse. We're off next Tuesday. And we are back after Goosemas. But next Wednesday, we've got an episode dropping. We've got an episode dropping. We're gonna interview maybe someone in the band, depending on how you define it. So stick around for that. And you know what?
Is he in the
band? We're gonna give away some other stuff, maybe some more tickets to Red Rocks for that studio episode we record that drops next week. Cool. So nice. Thank you to every single one of you who tuned in today. We love you all. This has been an incredible experiment as we get started with Osiris. We're happy to be here. And we hope you guys keep tuning in every single week. Makes it a whole lot of fun for us. And, we'll keep begging management to give away.
Yeah. And I'll try to be funny sometime. It's really hard.
They better keep playing Life on the Shelf because I'm using that joke every time.
I know. I can't make jokes like that. It's just another level. It's one day. We'll get better.
So let's close out with that. I got things I got to do. You got things you got to do. And all of you at home have things you got to do. So catch a ride with us next time down the pathway to
the great beyond. Thanks, everybody. Man, I love the comments.